So I was just thinking, watching the Vienna conference. I went to the Fourth World Conference on Women back in 1995 in China, and I was at the NGO forum, not in the government part, and it was really like a moment where people coalesced around different issues and stuff like that. And I just kind of have a sense that there needs to be some kind of large scale engaging the women, because there were a lot of first ladies of countries involved, like, because the girls are sold into prostitution first. And it was great to see the stories about guys, because you don't really ever see those.
Yeah.
But it's really about girls and women and destroying the future. And so I'm just like thinking, and I know Equality Now does awesome work on it, but like creating some kind of like, you know, movement or something about this. It just seems like it's time.
It is time, and I think the reason that there is no movement is because it's not in the public consciousness.
Right.
You know, you need the people to have a movement. You
Is it
know,
because
and
people
Equality
buy
Now
sex?
and Emma's organization, everybody can do as much as they can, but if we don't know about it, we don't all speak up about it, nothing's going to happen.
No, absolutely. I mean, if you think about the fact that the UN only recently decided to have a women's, as it were, arm, very recently, they made, I can't remember what it's called, but it's UNIFEM perhaps, is it?
Yeah.
UNIFEM's been around for
UNIFEM.
25 years.
Okay, well then
35
it's
years.
okay, then I'm
They have
getting
like
my...
a secretariat now, I think.
Yes,
on
they
women.
started something new that I remember talking to Stephen Lewis about it, because he's a friend, and we rushed around talking about AIDS a lot, and he said, I can't, been trying to get them to do this for years and years and years. But I think it's got to be something else, and I think it's got to be grassroots, which is why we know a lot of the work we do is absolutely at street level, so that people understand where it's all happening, how it's all happening, and I suppose it's to do with the fact that in the world there is really not enough safety for women. Women are not safe in many places. And that's a kind of huge and complex issue, but in essence, the undervaluing of the female is at the root of all of this, and which is why we don't have quite the same kind of trade in men. And that's another huge issue for peoples to take up, and it will happen. Of course, it'll happen. It's just that it'll take a while. I mean, it's a generational